Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad drapes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, everyone. Great way to start the morning. I love that song. Welcome to the Marysville Tulalip Chamber of Commerce Business Before Hours, and kudos to all of you who were at the auction last night and are here this morning. So we have a great program this morning, State of the Station, as well as an update from the Marysville Police Department on their fantastic embedded social worker program. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to the stage our chairman of the board, Jack Schumacher.
Good morning and welcome, everybody. Pleased to see you this morning. It's a great opening this morning. I love that. First of all, I'd like to welcome some of our elected officials here this morning. Mayor John Nearing, morning. Camille Norton, are you here? Mark James, morning, Mark. And our Snohomish County elected councilman, Nate Nearing. Morning, Nate. Our chamber members that are present this morning, Dama Moore, please raise your hand. Thanks. Gloria Hirashima. Ken Kettler. I can actually see some of you out there. Dennis Niva, are you here this morning? Can't see you. Okay. First of all, I want to introduce today's meeting sponsor. He's from Feldman Property Group, with Todd Feldman presenting. Please help me welcome him to the stage. Todd?
What kind of day is it today? Huh? What kind of day is it today? It's a great day in real estate. All right. There's never a bad day in real estate. Never a bad day. You know, you may find yourself at times driving up I-5. Man, this commute is killing me. And you think to yourself, maybe it's time to sell and move closer to work. And perhaps you're not in that commute, but you're at a drive-thru of your favorite fast food, and you get the zzz, 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 and you look at your text message, and it's from your wife, and it says, "We're having another baby. Time to get a bigger house." Okay? No, that didn't happen. Or maybe Maybe you're in the backyard raking up that acre of leaves saying, it's 72 degrees right now in Phoenix. As you feel the raindrop hit your head and like, I gotta move, I wanna get out of here. There comes a point in time, I don't know when it is, when somebody is always thinking, you know what? I'm frustrated where I'm at and it's time to sell the house. It's time to sell the house. So what do? You know, before I get started, I wanna thank everyone for being here, members, board members, distinguished and honored guests. It's a pleasure to be here today. On? There it is. Hello. My name is Todd Fallman. My wife and I, Rochelle, are team leaders at the Fallman Property Group here in Marysville. I've been serving in real estate for close to 22 years, and it's a proud privilege and an honor to be able to serve and give into this community of Marysville and outside in this proximity in these areas. I'll get this figured out. So when you come to that frustrating moment, it's like, it's time to sell the house. We got to get rid of this property. You know, we all know our friends and our neighbors, the people we went to school with. You know, there's literally close to 27,000 realtors licensed here in Washington State. They're very easy to find. But the difficult part is finding the right real estate broker to be able to give you what it is you want in the time you want it at the best price. Steve Jobs has a fabulous quote I like to read here. Hiring the best is your most important task. And what I mean by that is it's not always your friend. It may not always be that lovable referral that your mom, sister, or dad used at one point in time. It's up to you to find what it is that who you can find to what it is you want to achieve. So you come to this moment and it is time to sell. Sell for the highest dollar amount. This is your 3 goals. There's 3 goals for every seller here in this room today or tomorrow or the next day. Number 1, you want to get it sold for the highest dollar amount. You want to get it sold in the shortest period of time, and you want the least amount of headache. Now, if you're going to be spending 5 to 6% of your home's selling price that you're going to be spending on a real estate agent, you want to find the best one so you'll have that commission the best spent so you can achieve those 3 goals. So for starters, you want to find a broker that knows your neighborhood and that is part of this community, part of a community. The broker should be in close proximity to the house that you're selling, being it that's a rental, a multifamily property, or your primary residence. This is really important as you begin the selection process. Second, working with a local expert allows you the peace of mind that if a buyer wants to come and see the house, that agent that you know so well, that's a referral down in Bothell, doesn't have to take an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to show the piece of property. In addition, the service of having a local broker here in your community in close proximity. When I mean in close proximity, here we are in Marysville. We have a very good ability to provide a service to Lake Stevens, to Snohomish, to Everett, to Granite Falls, to Arlington, to Tulalip, to Stanwood, and naturally here in Marysville. So, you've identified the local broker or brokers, okay? And they're in close proximity to the house, the rental property that you want to sell. Now it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. Not all real estate brokers are cut from the same cloth. There's 3 types of real estate brokers, and for whatever reason, 3 types of people generally in life. There are the real estate brokers that make things happen. There's the real estate brokers that wait for things to happen. And of course, there's the real estate brokers that wonder what the heck just happened. You know, oftentimes you'll find those 3 types of people in the workplaces that you're involved with as well. Naturally, in the interviewing process, you want to find the real estate broker that's going to make things happen. So here's the first tip. Tip number 1, specialization. As a licensed real estate broker in the state of Washington, we're allowed to do a whole assortment of different activities with holding the license. We can do property management, we can do business opportunities, but when we get down to a specialization, a lot of real estate brokers will function in flipping properties, developing properties, first-time home buyers, commercial, property management. Let me put it this way. If you had to go see a knee surgeon, you wouldn't go visit somebody who specializes in hearing. Obviously, you want to find a broker that has expertise in representing sellers, seller representation. The second tip is the team. It's really, really important. When I started my real estate career in 1997, it seemed like yesterday. We just had our first fax machine. We were using fax machines, and the computer just came into the office. We thought for sure that the computer was going to make real estate brokers obsolete. But here we still are. The solo broker has almost been written in the history books of real estate. When I started, it was just a solo broker style. We would go out there and we'd take a listing, we'd give them the contracts, we'd put a sign in the yard, create some flyers. Now, with all the different technology and all the different specializations, you really need to have a team to come around that specializes in staging, such as Ashley on the Fulman Property Group, specializing and has credentials and certifications in staging. Morgan McFalls, specializing in online marketing and technology, that just does an outstanding job. Having one real estate broker provide all these services and have multiple customers in various locations really reduces the ability to provide the quality service that you desire. In addition, hiring a real estate broker that's on a team is like hiring multiple brokers for the price of one. Tip number 3. This is the tasty slide, I call it. My marketing objective is for people to look at my listings the way I look at bacon. I love it, okay? Your job as a seller is to identify the broker that has navigated the varying waters and markets that only time can really provide. It really takes at least 2 to 3 years to really be able to interpret the data, to make these adjustments, to provide top-notch service. Now, not to say that a new broker can't provide really great service, but you know what it takes. When you want something done, you find somebody that is busy, find somebody that's on a team, that's been in the trenches for years doing the deal. It's one thing to have the data in front of you. I finish this off as the veteran real estate broker will know how to interpret the data at a higher level. And why is that? Because they've been understanding and reviewing that data for years during different sales cycles. To conclude, I'd like to review. Specialization. Identify a real estate broker that specializes in listing homes. Second tip. Team. Identify a broker that offers a team for the best service and availability. Number 3, market knowledge. Identify a broker that is time-tested and active in your local market. The Fulman Property Group, we provide all 3 of these. We have specialized in listing property. We have a great team. We have the market knowledge of over 22 years of my personal practice in real estate. If there is an opportunity that we have to work with you, a friend, a family, someone you may know, we'd love the opportunity to interview for that job. Thank you very much. Let's welcome back Jack.
Don't go too far away. I'm going to want you back here in a little bit. So, thank you, Todd. He always has a lot of enthusiasm for this time in the morning, I think. So, Must be up all night drinking coffee or something. So thank you for sponsoring today, Todd. If anybody is interested in being a sponsor for Business Before Hours event for next year, for 2019, please contact Ann in the Chamber office. There's different programs and different speakers. You can reserve a preferred month, so get in there early. Now I'd like to introduce Todd Fullman. Please welcome Todd. He's going to be he's one of our chamber emissaries. He's going to start our table networking this morning. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you. Thank you. There's small print, so I've got to use my glasses. You know, normally there's another gentleman up here on stage, and I was going to ask him for a hand today, but boom, boom, I know. Yeah, this is me without coffee. Yeah, thanks. $5 goes a long way, doesn't it? It's a good investment. Well, today here on the next on the program, we have table networking. Now is the time for our 5-minute table networking portion of this meeting. Some of you came today to network to get to know new people, get to introduce your businesses to new people, and just talk to some really awesome people right before Christmas. You know, I just got to ask real quickly because this has just been on my mind. How many people, this is a survey, how many people have their shopping already done for Christmas? You guys are sick. But I love you, overachievers. Okay. Now, okay, for those that raise their hands, check out this one. How many people haven't started? Be honest. You guys need to have a group meeting. Okay. So, starting off with the person who's closest to the stage, I want to give 60-second commercial about your business. And I'm going to time this with a bell for about 5 minutes. I'm going to go around and I'm going to give each person at the table just about a minute and a half or just about that amount of time to talk about your business, introduce yourself, and tell everybody at your table how great you are and about what it is you do. So I'm going to start the timer right now and we'll begin. Thank you. Okay, that's going to wrap up the table networking portion of today's program. I'd now like to welcome Jack Schumacher back up to the stage. Jack, we're getting our exercise today, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Good to see you again, Todd. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll give everybody a couple of seconds here to wind up. We'll get to our one of our main speakers this morning. This morning, one of our topics is the state of the station. We have Captain Michael Davis here this morning. Captain Davis is the son of a naval career officer. And Captain Davis considers home in North Florida. Enlisting in the Navy in 1988, he served in St. Paul, Minneapolis. In 1995, and I did ask him about serving in St. Paul, Minneapolis. He explained to me that you serve in a ship, not on a ship, and it's called the St. Paul, Minneapolis. So that's knowledge for me this morning. Captain Davis was selected to the inaugural class of the Seaman to Admiral program and received his commission. His subsequent baccalaureate education was completed at Jacksonville University, where he graduated magna cum laude with university honors. Prior to reporting as a commanding officer of Naval Station Everett, Captain Davis served as a Deputy Division Chief for Space and Integrated Air and Missile Defense Division on the staff of Commander, United States Pacific Command. Please help me welcome to the stage Captain Michael Davis.
Good morning, everyone. So I'll tell you this, I'm a little intimidated standing in this room. I hope I don't break out into song because that's how I feel right now. Absolutely the last thing you want is me to sing. Todd, you're causing me problems. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. I do want to tell you that I am stealing your analogy about bacon because that's fantastic. So for those of you that were here last year for the State of the Station address by my predecessor, Captain Mark LeCamp, it was a little bit different. It was much more broad. It talked a lot about the broader Navy and what the broader Navy is about. I wanted to change it a little bit. I wanted to change it so that the discussion was more about what we do on the base and our integration into the local community. And I think that much more addresses the relationship between the base and the community, and really the Chamber of Commerce's ultimate goals, which is broader business growth. So I don't like standing up and just talking to slides and talking at people. I hate that, actually. I really want this to be a conversation. So if there are questions, or you don't understand something on the slide, or you just tell me I'm done, throw something at me, do something, okay? I really want this to be an integrated communication between all of us. So I've changed the slides up a little bit. There's only 5 or 6 of them, so they're going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot more quick, a lot more opportunity for you to talk. Who we are. Naval Station Everett's the premier waterfront installation in the country. We're the newest. Next April, we'll celebrate our 25th year, which everybody says, okay, 25 years. Well, still, we're the newest installation in the entire Navy. So, next April, we're already planning a week of events that we will invite the entire community to, the broader community to. So keep the week open in April. We don't know which week yet, so keep them all open. So right now, that's awfully hard to see. 35 on-site tenant commands. All of those tenant commands are basically fleet support. What that means is we provide logistics support, we provide training support, operations support, maintenance and repair, port operations, all of those things that are needed for ships to be ships and successful at it, and combat operation staffs to be successful at their missions. We're the ones that provide all of that support, whether it be infrastructure, meaning buildings, power, sewage, electric, all of those things. We provide all of that. The bigger piece to that is also security. So my job jar is everything on the base. As soon as you come on the gate, I own everything there with exception of the ships. So if there's something wrong with the building, it's my fault. If there's something wrong with the road, it's my fault. If you get pulled over because you're going too fast, it's my fault. All of those things are my fault. And if you do go too fast, well, I'm just going to apologize, but don't go too fast. Beyond just Naval Station Everett, though, I own 14 facilities across the Northwest United States. So I own Navy operational centers as far away as Des Moines, Iowa, as far north. I swear I did not touch that. That was magic. I will blame Todd. So I have, like I said, I have 14 different facilities all across the Northwest, everything from Des Moines, Iowa, all the way up to Anchorage, Alaska. I own 4 local facilities, excuse me. Naval Station Everett proper, the Smoky Point Complex, which is just down the street, a radio and telecommunications center, which is in Jim Creek, just north of Arlington, and then Pacific Beach facility, which is a morale welfare and recreation facility, which is in Grays Harbor. Those are all the facilities I own in Washington proper. Then everything else is kind of outside of Washington. I'm starting to think that my LASIK isn't working anymore. Okay, so that's generally who we are and what we do. So these are the supported operational units we have. If you look there up at the upper left, that's Carrier Strike Group 11. Carrier Strike Group 11 is a one-star flag staff, and what that position means is when the Carrier Strike Group, the carrier, cruisers, and destroyers gets underway for their deployment, he's the one in charge. So one man in charge of roughly 10,000 sailors and probably $5 or $6 billion worth of U.S. Navy territory that transits around the world and delivers Navy combat power. The upper right, Commander Destroyer Squadron 9, he owns about 7 destroyers, so 05 commands that work directly for him. And if you look at the lower ones, what you see is 6 ships on the left. Those are the ones that are currently home ported at Naval Station Everett, 2 Coast Guard cutters that are home ported at Naval Station Everett as well. And then you see Military Sea Lift Command on the lower right. That is USNS Bob Hope, which has recently left and gone into a maintenance period. We do not anticipate her coming back. So that's what you see right now. That's what we have currently on the base. So any questions so far? Yes, ma'am. Yes. Of course. So the installations, both Naval Station Everett and Smoky Point, we have education offices on the base. So that's twofold. We actually have colleges up at Smoky Point. We do have 2 colleges down on the base as well, where we provide after-hours education and training, those types of things. We also have there are several means for Navy sailors, junior Navy sailors, to become more broadly educated through tuition assistance programs, through distance learning programs, even the CLEP program. If you know what that is, if you understand enough about a subject, you can CLEP out of the exam and get the credits. So we're very interested in improving and broadening junior enlisted and, well, everybody's educational opportunities throughout the Navy. It's very broadly known that a more educated workforce is much more competent in their abilities. Now, granted, our job jar for operational units is to go out and break things and hurt people, right? Well, we're much more efficient at it when we're well educated. So, yes, ma'am. Any other questions? Sir. We don't think so. I will talk about it in a couple of slides about broader growth, but we don't think the Military Sea Lift Command ship is going to be coming back to the naval station, unfortunately. Well, maybe not unfortunately. We'll have to see in the growth chart that I'll show up in just a second. Anybody else? Hide my eyes so I can actually see out there. No? Oh, there's young man right there.
Is this? Hello? Okay. I was wondering, you mentioned the word territory, so when you've got a fleet going out, is that considered U.S. territory? Yes.
So the ships themselves are sovereign U.S. territory. So nobody can just come on the ships. I mean, it's an act of war if somebody tries to come on the ship. Another state entity, obviously. And you try to board a ship at sea that doesn't belong to you, it's called piracy. Make sense? If you're going to share jokes, you need to say it loud enough so everybody can hear. Yes, that's why we hurt people and break stuff. Okay, so our mission on the base provides superior shore station management, leadership, all of that infrastructure stuff. That's my job. And that's my mission. That's what I have to do in, day out, to make sure that those ships are prepared and ready to go to sea and do our nation's business whenever they're called. Okay, so let's see if we can get to the next slide. I feel like I should go take a break every single time. Okay, so what we do, how we do what was on the previous slide, how we do that mission. A lot of it comes down to providing that electrical services. So electricity comes on a base, I'm required to get it out to the ships. I run all those electrical cables. I own all those electrical cables, so if we have some sort of issue, I'm the one that has to go have them replaced. Excuse me. We provide quality fleet and family services. What that means is going to sea for families is hard. It's challenging. I have talked to some people that have military members in their families, or specifically Navy. Deployments are hard. You get underway, you go away from your family for 7 or 8 months, 9 months, sometimes even longer. While you're away, your family learns how to operate without you. They learn how to pay bills. They learn how to deal with broken dishwashers. They learn how to deal with all of those things that happen, which usually happen the day you get underway, unfortunately, because that's the way of the world, right? So Fleet and Family Services is about helping them. So morale, welfare, and recreation, finding things for them to do, helpful things for them to do. Counseling services, gym services, so gym memberships. You don't have to go down to Planet Fitness. They can come on the base and they can use the gym facilities for free. All of those types of things are there to provide support not only for the families but for sailors as well. As you can imagine, the average age in the United States Navy is about 21, so I am way above average. But those 21-year-old sailors are often single. They're often away from home. They're often away from families. They're often away from that social network that they grew up with. So that's what our Fleet and Family Services help provide. They provide that kind of stability for them. And they provide something to do that's, well, honestly, it's a little more healthy than what your mindset is about what sailors do. So hiking and opportunities up at Jim Creek and those types of things. Skiing, everything local in the area, Fleet and Family Services help support that. Environmental and energy management systems. Excuse me. So we are responsible for, since I am a military member and the base CO, I'm responsible to you for using your tax dollars in a manner that's consistent with efficiency and sustainment. So it takes a significant amount of money to run my installation every year. So roughly in the neighborhood of $50 million. That's a lot of money. I'm required to make sure that we manage those resources as best as possible. Additionally, my requirements are I have to be the steward of the environment. What does that mean? Okay, I run a major port facility, but I have to do it in an environmentally friendly way. And believe it or not, that can be a challenge, because if you put a steel-hulled warship at sea, that's challenging. Especially ships that have radars, have sonars, they run on diesel fuel, they have jet engines that they use to propel the ships. All those things are a challenge. So one of the things I'm really happy about is the quality of the environmental program that we have. Over the last 20 years, we have loaded millions and millions and millions of gallons of fuel without a single drop going in the water. And that, to me, that's the quality of my environmental program. The guy who leads my program is just fantastic, and that's a testament to day in and day out consistent procedural compliance and doing the right thing. And that, to me, that's fantastic. I'm an avid diver. I love being in the water, and I absolutely hate seeing plastic and, all that gunk that you see. So I'm really happy and really proud about that. From an energy standpoint, base was 25 years old, so we were already pretty energy efficient. So imagine in those 25 years, we were energy efficient already. However, we have reduced almost 2% per year over the last 20 years, our energy requirements. So we've gone from this huge requirement to a lower requirement. And all of those they're all technology based, right? So these are all LED lights that are blinding me up here. So just changing from regular lights to LED lights, you get significant energy savings. So a lot of those programs are what you're going to see that we're doing on the base, which really makes me, it makes me pleased as well, seeing those kinds of improvements. And you'll continue to see those improvements through the life of the base. So if you look at that bottom bullet, so this is kind of what my goals are for the base, long term. So my job here is about 3 years. Got here in June, I'll leave here in June of 21. But I want to see this base grow. I want to see more ships coming to this base. And the reason I want to see more ships coming to this base is because the community is so responsive. They're so helpful. I think all of you heard about the Secretary of the Navy's letter to the Congressman Larson? No? Anybody has? Say yes. One, okay. Thanks, Mayor Naring. So I'll tell you what it said. We can expect for there not to be a carrier coming back to Everett, which is unfortunate because we're losing 3,000 sailors and we're losing a carrier. However, I don't think it's that unfortunate because what the letter did say is there's going to be a continued look at bringing more DDGs to Everett, which I think is better for solely one reason. We use a port loading factor of 0.7. What that means is however many ships you have stationed at the home port, we expect 70% of them to be pierside at any one time. 10 ships, 7 ships pierside. Make sense? Pretty easy. When you have that kind of port loading, instead of carrier picking up and moving and taking 3,000 people away from the community, when you only have 3 or 30% leaving at any one time, the impact on the community is not so drastic, right? And I remember when I met with Mayor Naring and he told me a story about taking his suits to the dry cleaners, and the dry cleaners didn't have enough people to do the work because they had to lay people off because the carrier had left. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Steady port loading kind of gets rid of that. The other thing I'm trying to accomplish is improve junior enlisted housing. Everybody knows we might as well be North Seattle here as far as the housing market is concerned. It's very expensive. They're long commutes. And all you have to do is go out and just kind of stand on the side of I-5 and just watch it in the morning between 6:30 and about 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And we know where everybody that's working in Seattle is living. They're coming from here. They're coming from Snohomish County. They're headed south into Seattle. So my goal is to try and alleviate a little bit of that problem with my junior enlisted sailors who don't make a whole lot of money. They have families, and they need a place to stay. So that's something I'm working on as well. I don't know if it will, well, I'm convinced it will not occur while I'm here, but hopefully if I get us on the road, it'll happen sometime in the next 5 years or so. So any questions about any of that? I'm done? I'm done in 2 minutes. That's awesome. I love getting the hook because I will stand up here all day long and talk. So community integration, I think all of you know that know what we do. As far as work in the community, you see me all the time. I'm the one standing up kissing babies and waving and spouting because I can talk forever. Just ask my wife. She tells me to shut up all the time. But we also have community partnerships, working with Red Cross. Matter of fact, my XO is on the council here, but also works with the Red Cross as well. Support local volunteer efforts. You will see sailors, you'll see Navy sailors everywhere. So, see, that one was fast. Now, potential for growth. My expectation with the 355 ship Navy is that we're going to see a significant number of growth of DDGs coming to Everett over the next probably 10 or 15 years. Right now we have 6. The latest letter from the Secretary of the Navy promises another one next fiscal year, which gets me to my, my limit from my environmental impact study. But my expectation is we're going to see growth beyond that. So what you'll see is over the next 10 or 15 years, my expectation is that you'll see another 1,000 sailors, maybe another 1,500 sailors coming into Everett and into the local community. What's that mean to you? On average, every DDG that's going to be in Everett is going to provide an economic impact roughly in the $35 to $40 million range. It's pretty significant. We just completed an economic impact assessment. That should be out in January. We will be sharing that information. It's a couple years old. It was done on 2017 data, so it's a little bit dated. But my expectation is probably somewhere in the $350 million range. So overall, and that, remember, that was with 5 ships. That's not 6 ships. That's not 7 ships. So I have about probably 40 seconds for any questions. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody should have thrown something when I said DDG. DDG is a destroyer, guided missile destroyer. So DD means destroyer, G means guided missile. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. Wow, thank you very much. Thank you. That's great news. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. So the housing is twofold, right? The housing issue is twofold. About 3 years ago, we used to have Navy housing called Carroll's Creek, which was in Marysville, fairly close to our Smoky Point facility. Well, the Navy divested itself of that about 3 years ago, dropping our overall housing ability from somewhere in the 500 range down to 141, which is the Constitution Park public-private venture housing in Lake Stevens. So when we did that, there should have been a corresponding increase in basic allowance for housing for our junior enlisted sailors in order for them to be able to afford to provide adequate housing on the community. Unfortunately, that's an annual review. So somebody comes in every single year and they look at all the housing, they do an assessment of it, and then they figure out what how much money they're going to give to each individual sailor to meet that housing requirement. Basic allowance for housing is exactly what it sounds like. Because sailors live on the community and the locations for Navy installations varies widely. Everything from the middle of the country in Omaha all the way out here and anything in between. We give basic allowance for housing, which basically accounts for those difference in housing costs. So if you're in San Diego, you get more money because the housing costs in San Diego are just astronomical, similar to here. So that's what the BAH is. Well, a year and a half ago, they came in, they did an analysis for housing, and they lowered the BAH rates. Yeah, you have the same reaction I do. I was like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. And it didn't make any sense. It still doesn't make any sense. So we had a new one. It's supposed to be done. Well, it's already done. They're doing the analysis on it. So our expectation is in January, BAH rates will go back up, providing a little bit of a cushion for those that are already living on the community. But because those BAH rates went down, because I lost housing and I went down to 141 units, I've got a shortage. So that's one of the biggest complaints of my sailors. So that's what we're trying to address with additional housing. Jack's eyeballing me. I'm about to. Anything else? I'll be more than happy to answer questions afterwards. I will be here until we're done. I won't run out. So thank you very much. I appreciate the attendance.
Thank you, Captain Davis. I really enjoy listening to that and see really the contribution that the Navy makes to our communities here in Snohomish County. Our next speaker is the Chief of Police for the City of Marysville. Chief Rick Smith has been in law enforcement as a professional for, well, over 30 years. It's a pretty amazing resume. He's been Chief of Police for the City of Marysville for close to 12 years. His career started with the Los Angeles County Sheriff Department for 6 years before working for the Vancouver Police Department for 12 and a half years. He worked many assignments, including undercover narcotics, SWAT, and supervisory and management positions. Rick recently completed and received his doctorate degree in business administration with an emphasis in global business and leadership. Before his law enforcement career, Rick played professional baseball for 5 years for the Montreal Expos and the California Angels. His leadership belief, you're only as good as the people around you. Please help me welcome Police Chief Smith. Thank you.
I've got my timer. I'm ready to go, Jessica, but you still may have to say 2 minutes for me. I am known to talk just a bit. How do I do this? Is it the arrows to move forward on the right side to keep it going? Is that how you did it, Captain? All right.
Side to side.
Side to side. Got it. Thank you. Couple of things. I'm going to talk about the Embedded Social Worker Program. First, happy holidays. Merry Christmas to all of you. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And we're really looking forward to reducing stuff so we can get people out to your establishments. In other words, reducing crime. And part of us reducing crime is the Embedded Social Worker Program that we have. I'd like to acknowledge a couple of people who are here. And yes, I am going to make you stand up because this is probably the only time I get to do that, and it'll probably come back to me. So, Mayor John Naring, could you please stand up? Can you stay standing, Mayor? See, I like this right now. County Council Member Nate Naring, please stand up. Council President Camille Norton, stand up. City Council Member Mark James. And City Council Member Jessica Stickles, please stand up. I think I hit all of our and please stay standing just for 1 second. Sometimes we have to look at issues and social issues, societal issues that are going on, and we really have to figure out how to address them. The group of leaders you are seeing here today have really taken positive action to move forward and try and help people, also to reduce crime and impact our communities in a positive way. So please, one more round for all of these folks, acknowledging them. The only person who I did not make stand up is Gloria. And all of you that know Gloria know that what goes around comes around, so I'm not making her stand up. Two other individuals I'd like to have stand, and I get to be up here and I get to talk about all the cool things that are going on, and hey, we look great and we're doing all of this, but it cannot happen unless you have the right people that are behind you. So, Assistant Chief Jeff Goldman, please stand up, and Commander Mark Thomas. If you'll notice, it says contributors, Assistant Chief Jeff Goldman and Commander Mark Thomas, as well as Mike Buell and Rochelle Long, who actually helped put this together. So I get to be, I get to be the face and really talk about the cool things that we're doing. But if you really want to look at how to run and manage and get this thing done, Jeff and I would say that Mark has done a fabulous job in having this happen. But then you really have to look at Mike Buell and Rochelle Long, their partnership and what they're doing, as well as Ken Thomas and the social worker from Arlington. So it is truly the work that they've done that has made us very effective. So the program started about a little over a year ago. We had issues in the Smoky Point area, so Arlington, Snohomish County, and Marysville got together, talked with the sheriff. We also talked with Everett PD, Dan Templeman, the chief there, to really look at how do you integrate social service work with enforcement. Because I'll be honest with you, I have been in law enforcement for 30 years. I am pro-enforcement to do the right thing to make sure that we impact our community and we protect as many people as we can. So I have a real strong bent on the enforcement side. However, with the crisis, and everybody equated it to the opioid crisis, when I get to the end, you'll see that it's not just heroin or opioids, it's also meth. And meth is coming back, and people that we're treating, we're dealing with meth issues. So we decided to get together, our whole group to get together. We put a plan together and we said, okay, we're going to provide services, but now I had my mayor in my ear, and what you've heard him say is, look, we're going to take two distinct approaches to it. One is we're going to try and have compassion and get help to people that need the help. We're going to put ourselves out there and do that. If they choose not to take the help, then there are consequences to that. We're not just going to allow people to be out there either ravaging the neighborhoods, committing crime, criminal behavior, so we are going to have a huge enforcement piece to this as well. It's that carrot-stick type of approach. And the mayor articulates it even better than I do when he's talking about the issue, and he believes in our approach. So it's really a two-pronged approach. The one thing Marysville did a little differently is we actually have a three-pronged approach. And so when we get into partners, I'll just briefly talk about that a little bit more. So the mission of our program was to help clients navigate the complex social system and to remove the barriers that exist for those addicted and homeless to sobriety and housing. The social service system is cumbersome, and it is very difficult to maneuver obviously if you have issues and problems. It's hard enough for somebody like me to go through and try and figure everything out. But we can help with ID cards, paperwork, and getting people to the right department. So the history, I've kind of gone through a little bit of the recent history, but this actually dates back about 3 years, 2015, with the sheriff's office. Both the sheriff's office started with one deputy, one social worker. Everett PD came behind that. They did a similar thing. Over a 2-year period, the sheriff's office showed some great success about getting people who are addicted and who are mentally challenged or mentally ill some help, the help that they need by providing counseling services and other things. So the sheriff, who actually probably kicked me in the rear end a little bit and said, come on, Rick, you got to do a little something here too. He got with my mayor got with me, we sat down, we talked it through, talked it out. Nate Nearing comes along and goes, look, I've been watching this for a few years and this is before he became county council member, and he said, we have to do something because it's ravaging the next generation that's coming through. So he got on board, and I'm telling you, it was synergy that happened for us to be able to move forward. We put this plan together, and we ended up, I think, creating a pretty good model to move forward. So it's not just providing help, but there is that enforcement piece that we need to make sure that we have as well. So our focus is to offer programs to the homeless and obviously those that are addicted and have mental health issues. And just so you know, I make a distinction when it comes to homelessness. Those that are transient or those who are generally addicted, committing criminal behavior. So I tie transient and transient behavior to those that are committing criminal acts and really hampering our communities, our businesses. The homeless are those folks that have come on hard times. For one reason or another, they don't have a home and they just are having a difficult time surviving. So our goal is to be able to help both groups, but specifically we target the addicted and those with mental health. And the goal is obviously is to integrate them back into society. So our government partners, so I've already talked about Marysville, Snohomish County, and Arlington. So I want to talk about Marysville just briefly. It's not just the police department and the exec's office. It is also public works, parks, code enforcement. We have other resources that we utilize and deploy so that we can have a holistic approach to dealing with the transient problem, whether it's a criminal issue or whether it's trying to get somebody help. For the county, I'd also like to acknowledge Dave Summers, the county executive, obviously Ty Trineri, the sheriff. He is a friend of mine. He really had some influence on me to look at things a little bit differently, and so I'm grateful and thankful for him. And also from Human Services, Cammie Hart Anderson. From Arlington, it'd be Mayor Barb Tolbert and Chief Jonathan Ventura, as well as all of City Council. But I want to let you know, it's been a great partnership so far. We continue to move out there and try and give services and help and support to people, and I think you'll see that in just a second. Our community partners, I can't go through the whole entire list, but what I can tell you is we've utilized every one of our partners, our community partners up there. They have all been absolutely phenomenal. Without their help and support, we would not be where we're at today. We would not have made an impact. So that community involvement is necessary, and it's extremely important. We rely on the community. But the services they offer are clothing, food, shelter, counseling, housing vouchers, chemical dependency assessments, mental health evals, detox housing, and inpatient and outpatient treatment. Boots on the ground. They talked about the Marysville folks, Officer Mike Buell and the social worker Rochelle Long. For Arlington, it's Officer Ken Thomas and social worker Brittany Sutton. Snohomish County, we are partnered with Snohomish County in terms of moving forward. All of their people work with our people at times, so we're all working together under Lieutenant Hurley and Sergeant Boyer, also 2 deputies and 3 social workers. So the process, when you look at the process, I wanted just briefly to talk about the process. The process, the first 2 steps are probably the hardest step, and that is getting to know and to meet people that are either addicted or having issues. And so that process can take months, it can take weeks, it can take days. But it's contacting people, it's letting them know that we care, that we're there not just to arrest. Obviously, if we need to, we will, but we want to build that path to sobriety. The officers and social workers look at essential needs, try and provide chemical dependency assessment, detox, inpatient, housing, and outpatient treatment. And they're working very hard to do that. Next slide talks about the media that we've had and the coverage that we've had on the north end, which includes Marysville, Arlington, and the Sheriff's Office. And you see articles from the Globe, the Outlook, the Herald, and Q13. And by the way, those of you that know me that I'm not a technological guru, I do thank Mark Thomas for that, so thanks, Mark. So we look at the numbers. The first numbers that I'm showing you are Officer Buell's numbers, and this is for a 6-month period. We started capturing the numbers in May. So from May till now, Officer Buell has contacted and helped 62 people street encounters, just talking to people on the street, people that we know. Officer referrals, are 35, and that's huge. Having our officers get involved to refer some of the people that are having a hard time due to addiction or mental health issues. It used to be we would come up and just say, hey, you need to leave, get out of here, you're causing problem. If I can arrest you for trespass, I'll arrest you. Now we're getting referrals, so Mike has had 35 referrals. We've contacted people in jail, Snohomish County Jail as well as Marysville, and we've contacted 18 people in illegal camps. The interesting number, and Mark brought this out to me, is that officer referrals and street contacts are pretty high and the illegal camps are down, which means for us, our actually illegal camping is down. The social workers slides, if you look at her numbers, they are absolutely incredible. I'm going to skip to the second to the bottom, 914. 914 contacts in a 6-month period. That is absolutely phenomenal. You can see the chemical dependency assessments, detox, and treatment. So we've helped a lot of people, and I say we because I get to take ownership of the hard work that they've done, but they truly are both Mike and Rochelle and all of the others are the people that are making this happen because they buy into what we're trying to do. And just so you know, when you look at those numbers, everything is voluntary. We don't mandate people to get help. It's all voluntary. The need for the community, we need more shelter beds, transportation alternatives, care packages, hygiene products, additional housing, and employment needs. And we actually have people from the community stepping up right now to look at trying to get gainful employment to some of our people. So we're pretty excited about that, but we need a greater partnership. I'm going to end this and leave you with a text from one of the clients. It's actually 3 different texts that are up there that came in at 3 different times. This individual hasn't been around her kids, has been addicted, and hasn't been with her kids for 7 years and now got to spend Thanksgiving with her kids. She thanks the program, Mike and Rochelle, for sticking in there with her. And so I'll read the last one, and these are written verbatim. It's Lisa, thank you. Spent the first Thanksgiving sober and 7 years with my kids, all 3 of us doing awesome. You guys rock. And I got to tell you, for a cop to hear that is pretty cool. It's nice to hear that they really appreciate you. The other thing, other clients have said, thank you, you saved my life. I am so grateful for this program and for you, meaning Rochelle and Mike, and the system believing in me and never giving up on me. And so you take this and you take everything that we have tried to do. You bring in the compassion piece. Yes, we've had to make arrests. Yes, we allow them at some point, that back and forth until we can get them, but we also draw a limit to it and say, okay, it's time for somebody to go to jail if they need to go to jail. With that, I got to tell you, I am so proud of our partnership. I'm so proud of the leaders in the city of Marysville, Arlington, and Snohomish County. I'm proud to be a part of this family, and in 30 years in this profession, I feel like I've always made a difference, but when you get to make a difference in a different way than you have before, you kind of get a little giggly about it. And, I'm not really a giggly person. So I want to thank you all. And do you want me to answer questions, or? I did good. I was only 1 minute over. So questions? Yes. If I was, it would be a coach, because I think the Mariners have an issue. If you want to know the truth, and it starts at the top, and it actually is how to teach people to play together, to work together. So I think there just needs to be a culture shift. Anyway, I'd love to play again, but I'm a little bit too old.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chief. All right, now we're going to be moving along in our program. And thank you once again, Captain. And thank you once again, Chief. It reminds me of a quote. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. And I'm just reminded how wonderful it is to be in a room with a group of people that have a mindset around growth in this community. It is such a warm and wonderful feeling. Thank you so much for your presentations. Moving on, we are now at the part of the program where we're going to introduce our new members. And as I introduce the new members, if you're here in attendance, please come here in line to my left. You'll each have about 30 to 45 seconds to introduce yourself. So I'd like to begin with Milltown Creative Company. Milltown Creative, are you in the house? Come on up. Okay, next. Next, yes, a round of applause. Thank you. Brendan Lopez, are you here? Dentist? Brendan? Okay, let's all clap for Brendan. I'm sure he's drilling down in someone's teeth right now. How about Zone of Change Fitness? Gets him working out. Zone Change Fitness? Okay, he's getting fit. Perfect. Village Inn Suites. I know you're here. Come on up. Come on up. How about Indigo Mobile Massage for Women? Yes? In the house? No? Okay. Come on over here, please. I guess the people that are getting their teeth drilled are going to go get a workout and then get in a massage, I guess, you know. They're all busy. So here we go. Please introduce yourself, your business, and tell us a little bit about.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Charles Lee. I'm at Village Inn and Suite in downtown Marysville. I met Gloria and Camille and Jessica at Hotel Tax Commission. And they're working very hard, and especially Jessica was, lots of energy, so I decided to join. Yeah. And I'm very excited to be a part of Chamber of Commerce to help making the city of Marysville and Tulalip better, every year.
If you need a comfortable, affordable place to sleep at night, I would go visit this man right here. Okay, he's got great places, super clean and wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. And the rest of the chamber appreciates you too as well. Okay, now we're going to have a showcase tables. If you have a showcase table, please come up and line up here to my left. We'll each have about 30 seconds to 1 minute to introduce yourself. Whistle Stop Sweet Shop, please come up. Next, we have Lance Curry with Edward Jones. Please make your way forward. Prime Lending, we all know who that is. Kim, please come on up. And then the Fulman Property Group. We'll start right here with the Whistle Stop Sweet Shop.
We're from the Whistle Stop Sweet Shop. I'm practicing, but I'm getting better. It's still early. So I just want to, first off, thank everybody here because you've all been part of us opening a new business. I don't even have an old business. So a new business, I knew nothing, and everybody here has supported us, helped me with things that I don't know how to do. They come in and say, I can take care of this for you. And it's a huge blessing to be part of this community, this city, and this group. I want you to consider coming in to have our grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup. That's our biggest seller. But we also have gift baskets. So if you're invited to go to somebody's house to celebrate the holidays, stop by and get a gift basket, and we can make it look like you did it yourself. We can make you a bunch of fudge. You can take it and say you were up all night, that kind of stuff. If you want to come and see Santa Claus, December 15th, from 12 to 3, he's going to be there. As well, we're going to do a fudge walk instead of a cake walk. So we're going to play a fun game with the train that goes around our ceiling. So if you have kids, grandkids, or if you're over 50, you love trains just as much as the 3-year-olds. So come in and see us and be part of the holidays. And if you would like us to put together baskets for your employees to bless them this year, we would like to be part of that. And again, we just thank you guys for including us and loving us. We're blessed to be part of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lynn. That was very sweet. Oh, hey, Kim. Good morning.
Good morning. So are we going to have a time this morning also where we're going to have announcements to be made? Or I just want to know if I need, okay, perfect. Then I won't include that. And I want to say congratulations to Lynn and Steve for the best new business that they received last night at the Chamber auction. So, good morning. My name is Kim Thompson, and I'm with Prime Lending. And just want to give you a little bit of mortgage news this morning. As of January 1st, 2019, the conforming loan limits have gone up or will go up. So, what does that mean to you? That means that if you are going to be buying a home or refinancing a home, you do not have to get a jumbo loan in King, Pierce, or Snohomish County if you stay under $725,000. So, it's a very generous limit to be able to do that. So, if you have any questions about any new loan amounts coming up, please don't hesitate to stop by and see me at my table. November is the month where we recognize our veterans. However, at Prime Lending, we recognize them all year long. We do not have any lender fees on our VA loans, which means we save our veterans about $1,350 in their closing costs. So if you know somebody who's a veteran and is looking to buy or refinance, I would be happy to help them. I am a wife of a veteran. Also wanted to say, as your chamber emissary for the USS Shoop sponsorship, we went last week and we welcomed them home. All of our emissaries that came, we were able to hand out 175 single sailor bags, welcome them home, say happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for your service. I had the privilege of one mom reaching out to me. There was a picture that was taken of her daughter. She had been scouring the photos, had not seen her daughter yet. She wasn't coming home for Thanksgiving, but would be for Christmas. So it's such a sweet thing to be able to give back to our service members and say thank you. So thank you for all the businesses in the chamber that supported with items for the bags. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kim. Come on, give me a break.
Hey, isn't this guy doing great? And I like his tie, man. You're a good one, Todd. We'll keep you. So I just wanted also to say that our speakers this morning were tremendous. The captain from the Navy, I just really appreciate what you guys do, and that means a lot to me. And Chief of Police Force, you know, with my assistant Kathleen, that means a lot to us that we've got just great care in this city. So thank you for doing what you do. Really appreciate it. Lance Curry, Edward Jones. You know, I've found out we're kind of starting to learn the effects or non-effects of the tax cuts to business owners. If you have an S Corp or a partnership or you're a pass-through type business structure, you know, where's my tax cut? Why am I being left out of this neat thing? So there is some options available to you, and they're through the benefits that you can offer to yourself as a business owner and to your employees. You can get great tax savings, super great benefit for your employees, a lot of stickiness to your really good employees. Come see me afterward. It's really exciting, the things that we're doing with businesses right now, just as far as, you know, helping that with that tax management, giving a good benefit for employees, and creating a tremendous future reserve for your future need of income when you retire. So love to talk with you. I have a table over here, and just hope you have a great morning. Good job, Todd.
Thank you, boss. You're great. You're great. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Now we're going to be moving on to the next part of the program called Roving Mic. Any chamber members, and each one of you will have about 30 seconds to come up and say what you need to say. Any members who have an event, a sale, or an announcement they would like to make, please come up front. And anyone using the Roving Mic, it can also put an additional card into the drawing. Oh, by the way, I did have a showcase table here today, okay? Real quick, just get yourselves ready. I want to say, on your tables, you see this wonderful, wonderful magazine, Renee and Mark? Man, it's thick this month. It's huge. On the inside front cover are some really special offers. You want to see what I mentioned earlier about an invitation to meet your friends, families, and loved ones about listing properties? Well, we have some really great specials. So go ahead and look at the inside front cover, and you'll see those specials there. Now, next to the roving mic, Kim, come on. What you got?
Okay, Kim Thompson with Prime Lending, and we have an upcoming Pathway to Homeownership class that we are going to be co-teaching with the Fallman Property Group on January 12th of 2019. It will be at the Everett Community College, their continuing education building on Seaway. The class will be from 10 to 3, and for those that attend the class, you'll receive a certificate that is good for up to 2 years to receive down payment assistance through Washington State Housing Finance Commission if you qualify. So if you're interested in that, please see Todd or I to get on the list to attend, or if you know somebody who would like to learn about the Pathway to Homeownership. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. She is amazing. In fact, I introduced her to a buyer last week, got him fully approved within 2 days. Fantastic, Kim. Thank you. Next, come on down. Welcome. You got to stand in the spotlight.
Good morning. I'm Connie Manny with the City of Marysville, and I just wanted to invite you all out tomorrow for the 30th annual Marysville for the Holidays event. It's pretty exciting. It's grown through the years. If you haven't been there, you're in for a treat. Family Fun starts at 5 o'clock at Comfort Park. Lots of fun things to do. We have live music, crafts, photo opportunities. And then the big highlight is at 6:30 with the Electric Lights Parade. Santa arrives by fire truck. We light up the water tower. It's really fun. Come on out. Thanks.
The electric light. We do the electric slide. Dun, 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 dun. All right, next. Hello.
Good morning. I'm Alicia Delegans with Seroptimus International of Marysville. And we don't have any real big functions going on right now, but I did want to thank all of you for your assistance and participation and anyone that donated anything to our annual auction that we had the end of October. We raised a significant amount of money, about $35,000 that will go back into the community. So our community giving group is starting to make some of those decisions, and $15,000 of that will go to scholarships for students in this for girls, in the Marysville School District. In May, June, they'll be receiving that. So anyway, thank you so much.
That is phenomenal. Giving where you're living. I love it. Next, come on down. You got to stand right here.
So I'm Michelle from Tommy Hilfiger at the Seattle Premium Outlets. I'm the store manager there. And next weekend we are having a friends and family event. I put these on everybody's table. Next Saturday we will be opening our doors up early, an hour early at 9 a.m. for all you guys who want to shop without the chaos on the weekends. We'll have pastries and coffee there. You purchase anything at either store, the kids store will wrap it for free. Thank you.
Can I bring all my presents for wrapping? All right. Okay. Okay. Next, come on. You got to share the spotlight. Okay.
Hi, my name's Melissa Christofferson, and this is Nicole Gwaltney. We're actually the managers at the Smoky Point BECU location. I'm the interim manager because Nicole is having a baby soon. We are actually relocating, and our new location opens on December 10th. So we're just letting everyone know that that's happening. I also put on tables our grand opening event as well. You're all invited. It's on February 7th. Right by Five Guys and AT&T in that little complex there. Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So go see them right after this meeting. Okay. Next. Oh, the sharpest dressed man in the room. Hello.
Second sharpest dressed man. I mean, those are some pretty solid monk strap shoes. So I want to say a thank you to everyone here in the room. Earlier this month, Housing Hope had its first annual Banker Builder Realtor Breakfast where we talked about housing issues here in North Snohomish County. We had so much interest from everyone here, and I want to do a special shout out to the Volman Property Group who basically brought your entire office to come learn about the challenges families experiencing homelessness, what they face. I want to say thank you everyone for your support, and to say you guys are amazing. Thank you.
No, you're amazing. Wow, I thought I had energy. Hello, John. You got to stand right there.
Alrighty, I like the bacon analogy. That was awesome. Alrighty. Just a shout out to the Chamber. Outstanding event last night. You guys rock. Totally rock. Woohoo! All right. John McEwen Financial. We specialize in non-stock market investments. We're licensed for everything, but we really specialize in alternatives. Our last seminar of the year is next week, Thursday at 1 and 6. If you want to learn what that is or what that could be for part of your money, then come out and see us. John McEwen.
If you want to take care of your money, we want to talk to that guy. Next, come on, Steve. All 6'5" of you.
Yes, Steve from the Whistle Stop. I want to thank the mayor and police chief. They've been real important to us downtown and making the downtown safer and more amenable to people to come down there. I want to really thank you for that. We've been working hard down there ourselves to turn the downtown area into a different type of place. I don't know if you get the Marysville Globe, but Bad Santa last night wrote an article about a gal that is employed by us named Amber Brown, who was on Washington's Most Wanted a few years back, and she works for us now, and we've been supporting her through this type of stuff, and we have a room in the back of the store that we use to support our nonprofit, which deals with women and children, people coming out of addiction, out of DOC, Department of Corrections. But I want to really thank these two guys here for turning the downtown area into a place where we're really, really glad to be. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Come on down. Welcome, welcome.
Just a quick note here that we have a new program called Coffee with a Cop, and next Tuesday, December 4th, well, sometimes we do the donuts, but we are doing Coffee with a Cop. I've done a few donuts. What can I say? Boy, you threw me off there. What about sharp dress? Never mind. So December 4th at Marysville Toyota, they're hosting our next Coffee with a Cop, 3:30 to 4:30. Big draw. We're going to have Canine Copper there. We're bringing Santa up in a Bearcat. That'd be fun. And I understand some of the fire guys are going to be joining us, so there might be a fire truck or two there. So join us, Marysville Toyota, Tuesday, December 4th, 3:30 to 4:30. Look forward to seeing you there.
I'll bring the donuts. Hello, Tina. Wonderful real estate broker, Tina.
Hello, Tina Hudon with Daily Realty. We're a full-service brokerage. We do buyer, seller, and also property management. So if you have any questions, but I have a couple shout-outs. I'd like to say thank you. I don't see Eric from 4-Day Fireplace here, but I do want to say thank you to them. I had them come out to my house and work on some issues that I was having, and Ryan was amazing. He was knowledgeable, quick, easy, and very affordable. So if anyone needs help, it was just something personal that I needed, and they were awesome. Another one I want to just quickly say is I'm with Seroptimus, and we are in the partner with Girls of Promise with the YMCA and the Cedar Crest and what is the other? Totem, thank you. Totem Girls, and we are putting together winter survival kits along partnering with the Salvation Army with Sarah. And so the Girls of Promise are working to put together these winter kits for the homeless or for whoever is in need, and we'll then get them to the Salvation Army. So if you have anything of mittens, socks, blankets, toiletries, we're putting together some neat little things, and we'll be doing that in the next couple weeks. And we'd love the donations. Reach out to either Renee or myself, and you can get the stuff to us, and we'll help put these kits together for people that need them over the winter months. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. That is so important. Are you ready to win? Are you ready to win? I'm going to need a little bit of help. Renee James, Kim Thompson, let's get some winning going on. Nobody wants to win? We got some raffle going on. Okay, some raffle prizes. If you have a raffle prize, let's come on up. Yes? Okay, let's not all move so excitedly at once. Well, hello, Renee. Please introduce yourself real quick, and we'll pull a card and get a winner.
Good morning, Renee James with Hometown Value Savings Magazine. So the latest issue is hot off the press. It is our holiday edition. Be sure to grab a copy on the way out if you didn't get one. They just hit mailboxes this week. I am giving away 2 tickets to Lights of Christmas. Let's see. Well, got to be present to win. Is Ann here still? Oh,
Ann?
She's here. All right, Ann.
Where's Ann?
There she is. I got her.
Okay, thank you. Yes, come on. The winning continues. Come on up. I'm still hyped up about last night's auction. Woo, that was hot. Introduce yourself a little bit.
Hello, my name is Ron Foss. I'm here on behalf of the Tulalip Gaming Organization, and I want to thank you all for coming. Today we have a gift certificate for the Cedars Cafe. I would recommend trying the crab enchilada there sometime if you haven't ever tried it. It's very good. It's not always on the menu, but it's worth asking for. So I'm shuffling here. Okay, Renee James. There we go.
Renee James, how about a yummy lunch? Is that open for lunch? Are they open for lunch? Are they open for lunch? Okay, lunch, Renee. It's on the menu now? All right, next. Be careful coming up those stairs. Okay. Easy, easy, easy. Okay, here we go.
Oh, I'm so excited. You can hold that because I'm a little handicapped here, but thanks, Todd. So I'm giving away these big, huge bullion gold coins here, but they're not all gold. You'll find out what I'm talking about. But I'm going to draw 2, And that's called diversification, so we don't, all right. So I'll draw two. Come see me if you don't know what that means. Taylor Long, there he is, gets one of them.
Taylor Long.
And next one is Denise Sheldon. All right. Great. Thanks, Mark.
That was absolutely golden. Yes. Winning continues. Next, come on stage. Oh, I know what's coming up here now. Is there fudge in there? Of course there's fudge.
Lynn Reed with the Whistle Stop Sweet Shop. So we have taffy and we have fudge and we have a candy bar and we have $1 off and we have this cute little basket. And we even put ribbon in there so you can use this basket to put together a gift for someone. And there's $1 off coupon in there to make you come in and have lunch with us. So come and see us. And the winner is... Jerry from BECU. Jerry, BECU.
Congratulations. That is wonderful. Don't eat all that fudge at once. Oh, that would be delicious. I know who's next. We are looking at our last. Who feels like winning this last prize? There's a lot of energy right over here. We'll see what happens.
I'm going to take over the mic for a moment because I have to come up here. For those of you that don't recognize me, I am out of uniform. I am Becky Mulholland. I am with Wallach and Volk Mortgage Bankers, but I am also a big baseball fan. It is out of season, and I do agree they do need to do some teamwork for the Mariners, but I do believe in growth. I look at life through baseball. There's always hope, and there's always great expectations, and there's always the next step back, and there's always adjustments to change. And so I am looking forward for everybody having a great 2019, including the Mariners. So anyway, if you recognize this bag, I did not regift the wine from last night. I am regifting I am regifting the bag, though. In here is a nice bottle of red wine from Spain. So for a nice, holiday dinner or something, or whatever. So can I?
Is it time for somebody to win? Okay.
You probably have to read this now. Okay. Oh, one of my favorite people, John McEwen.
John.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. We'll have our last. Wait, we have one more. One more time for a chance for more win. It's Kim's birthday. Okay. Should we do the winning then sing? Okay, let's do some winning. Kim?
Some winning, okay. Oh, gosh, I'm already going for the thing. I've been on the mic all morning. So good morning, Kim Thompson with Prime Lending. And as a mortgage loan originator, I help folks through the home loan process. I help them make better mortgage decisions so that they can build wealth faster. So if you know somebody who's looking to buy, build, refinance, or renovate, have them call Kim Thompson with Prime Lending, Home Loans Made Simple. All right, now let's see who gets this beautiful centerpiece. Sorry, Ann, it's not you. We have Tina Tang with Paris Blue Photography.
Tina's the winner! All right. Well, we're going to get your birthday celebration here in just a bit, okay? Well, we'd like to conclude and invite Jack back up for some closing statements. Jack, if you would please.
Kim, we'll all gather around after the meeting and sing happy birthday to you, but we are running over a little bit, so we'll kind of finish up here. I want to put out a few thank yous this morning. I want to thank today's sponsor, Todd Fallman and the Fallman Property Group. I want to give a special thank you out to the NJROTC for starting us off today with the color guard and the national anthem. That was wonderful. Thank you to the Chamber volunteers and emissaries for their help with today's meeting. Thank you to the Tulalip Resort Casino for their superior service and, once again, the delicious breakfast. And a big thanks to our members for your ongoing commitment to this great business community that our chamber serves. Our upcoming events, next business before hours, is next year, January 25th, State of the City and State of the Chamber. We have a ribbon cutting at Starbucks, new location on 88th Street, Friday, December 21st from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Thank you for coming and hope to see you next year. Thank you.